This is a CBS News update. I'm Mary Calvi. Parts of the tri-state area now getting drenched with on and off bouts of heavy rain. Let's get right over to John Elliott with the forecast.
Well, hello, Mary. Hi, everybody. And guess what? We're not done with it yet. So kind of a bummer. I want to show you what's going on right now. 11 o'clock observation out of the park. Light rain and fog. I get a kick out of this because the wind at the park right now is at 3 miles an hour. It's always light and variable at the park. At the airports have had 30-mile-an-hour winds, so it's breezy, and it's the south wind just cranking in that tropical feel. Temperatures are actually down from yesterday, 5-6 degrees, but dew points still hovering in the 70s. So, yeah, if my face does that, you know it's not just uncomfortable. It's not just oppressive. It's just miserable. So you've got all of this juicy air in place. Flash flood watch remains in place through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I want to show you what's going on right now. A little bit of a break. Pocket of heavy rain in through parts of the Hudson Valley, out on the east end. But as we kind of zoom out, show you what's going on. We have a break, and you think, well, man, this is really going to pay off. Now the models are hinting, and we thought about this. You know how we've been talking about the moisture riding up from south to north? Well, if this low really develops, it may swing back in. So the concern is going to be not only rain this afternoon, but overnight tonight and into Thursday. So, I mean, we're really not done with it. I would say take advantage of the breaks you get, but later today and then tomorrow, we have these leftover showers and storms, so it wouldn't be a bit of a shock to me to have that flash flood watch extended. Just be very careful right now through this afternoon and into midday on Thursday. Mary?
John, thank you. Funeral services are underway for the 5 children killed in a house fire in Union City, New Jersey. Family, friends, and neighbors of the young victims gathered for a mass and all-day wake at St. Anthony of Padua Church yesterday. The children, ranging in age from 2 to 13, were killed by the fast-moving house fire on 25th Street nearly 2 weeks ago. The cause of the fire and the conditions are under investigation. Speed cameras in New York City school zones will be turned off today. The state law allowing the cameras expires this afternoon. Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio blame the Republican-led Senate for failing to renew the measure. The legislation passed the Democratic-controlled Assembly last month. Nearly 2 months after being arrested by ICE agents, a pizza delivery man is back home with his family on Long Island this morning. 35-year-old Pablo Villavicencio was released from a detention facility in New Jersey last night. The undocumented immigrant from Ecuador was arrested in June while delivering a pizza at Fort Hamilton after an ID check showed he had an outstanding deportation warrant. He spoke this morning outside of his house.
I'm very, very happy and save my homes for my daughters, for my wife. It's so happy. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for the friends, for the government, for Mayor de Blasio.
A federal judge ordered Villavicencio's release Tuesday and will allow him to remain in the U.S. while he attempts to obtain a green card. Just in, it looks like the Mets are losing Yoenis Cespedes for a while. The team announced that the slugger is heading to surgery to remove bone calcifications in both his heels this week. The two-time All-Star returned from the disabled list Friday after missing 2 months with a strained right hip flexor. But after the game, he revealed the problem has bothered him for 15 years. The surgery could result in 8 to 10 months of recovery. And caught on camera, a minor traffic accident leads to a violent case of road rage in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Police say an argument between 2 drivers escalated when one man pulled out what appears to be a box cutter, made splashing motions, then tried to take the other driver's car keys. The second driver, attempting to get his keys back, was knocked into another vehicle. We're told he was taken to the hospital with a bruised hip and cuts to his hand. Police are looking for the driver of that white car, which left the scene. Heart-stopping video shows the moment a police officer runs to save a man from a New Jersey Transit train coming right at him. CBS 2's Lisa Rosner has more on this railroad rescue from Perth Amboy.
From a jog to a life-saving sprint.
Hey, bud! Hey, move! Hey, bud, move! Stop the train!
Body camera footage shows Officer Donna Savoia running toward an oncoming train, trying to save a man sleeping on the tracks.
Buddy, move! 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 Move!
The man wakes up and steps off the tracks just as the train slows down and stops within feet of him.
Are you okay?
Where you come from? Thank you.
Thursday, around 8:15 a.m., the 22-year-old officer was dispatched for a welfare check at the Perth Amboy train station. As a precaution, dispatchers alerted NJ Transit to slow trains traveling through. When Officer Savoia got the call, he knew there would be a man on the tracks, but he didn't know there would be an oncoming train. So he had very little time to spring into action.
For a split second, I decided to start running. So in that situation, your training takes over. He said I'm a true hero to him. He had a 2-year-old. He had a family to go home.
Savoia lost his father, Kevin, a longtime sergeant with the department 2 years ago.
What I thought of was his father, and how proud his father would be in heaven looking down at his son.
I started crying. I was like, I cannot believe that was my son doing that.
But ask Savoia, whose career started 7 months ago. He says he was just doing his job. In Perth Amboy, New Jersey, Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
A coyote warning in Nassau County. Animal Control says the coyote was recently seen in the Roslyn-Sirrington Town area, according to the local SPCA. It's the first ever reported coyote sighting in Nassau County. Residents are urged to avoid leaving pet food outside and keep pets inside at night. Also, remove brush and tall grass to reduce protective cover for coyotes. Pop star Demi Lovato is in a Los Angeles hospital this morning in stable condition, recovering from a reported drug overdose. Lovato was rushed from her Hollywood Hills home to the hospital yesterday. Her representative released a statement saying Lovato is awake with her family and that some information reported is incorrect. Lovato has been open about her battles with alcohol and substance abuse.
Throughout her tour, fans were grabbing pictures. There was a very widely circulated photo with her having a drink in her hand, and people were like, oh, is she falling off the wagon? Is she drinking again? And it's not long after that that she admitted that she had fallen off the wagon, and then she, of course, released the song Sober.
Lovato's scheduled concert in Atlantic City tomorrow has been canceled. After growing for 11 weeks, a $522 million lottery jackpot is headed for a single winner. The good news, lottery officials say just one winning ticket was purchased for last night's Mega Millions drawing. The bad news is for most of us, it was sold at a liquor store in San Jose, California. Here are the winning numbers drawn: 1, 2, 4, 19, 29, with the Mega Ball number at 20. In addition to the jackpot, there were $6 million winners, including 2 in New Jersey. The FDNY Foundation is releasing its annual Calendar of Heroes featuring shots of New York's bravest. The 2019 calendar features both male and female firefighters, 24 in all, along with a double-sided cover. EMT Kirsten Bernard is featured on one of the covers, while firefighter Joe Romeo appears on the other. A launch party for the calendar just started at the Broadway Pedestrian Plaza between 42nd and 53rd Streets.
First time I'm thinking past tomorrow.
The unmistakable sound of Hamilton, the hit musical. If you haven't gotten a chance to see it on Broadway, looks like a film version is in the works. A performance by the original cast, including show creator Lin-Manuel Miranda, was filmed back in 2016. Movie studios are now bidding on the rights, which are expected to go for around $50 million. The show's producers want a little more time for the stage version to be the exclusive venue, so a potential film wouldn't be released for about 2 years, sometime in 2020. And that's your CBS 2 News Update. I'm Mary Calvi. Join us for a live Facebook after show.